Issue a decree in the king's name for whatever you want concerning the Jews. Seal it with his signet ring, because a decree written in his name and sealed with his ring cannot be revoked. This proclamation from the Persian king Ahasuerus is an allegory. I see it that way. And it reveals our God-given authority on earth that came right from his throne room in heaven. Anything you do, you're backed up with the authority and power of heaven. Jesus reiterates this in the New Testament when he said, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. And he ties that up not with the things we associate authority with, which are self-centered, but with forgiveness. He says, whosoever sins you forgive are forgiven. In fact, you have the authority to do the negative thing as well. Do you retain the sins of any? They're retained. Not because you have authority, but because you're stubborn and not obeying the commandment to forgive. And it will have a consequence. Sin will remain in the world and will continue to wreak havoc. But Jesus is saying, you have authority on earth. Now we misunderstand that authority in our arrogance, in our lawlessness, in our self-centeredness. We think that authority is, I have a thorn in the flesh, I have the authority to remove it. Or there's traffic in front of me, I didn't prepare early, so I'm late. There's traffic before me. I have authority to make that traffic go away, or the heavy traffic go away. And this and that. No, we misunderstand and forget that the authority and the meaning of it. I had a grandmother who, almost 50 years ago, she was a senior probably by that time, and she had a drawer where she kept all her things, everything, her money, her everything, and she always, she would always lose her key, always, and she would get frustrated, she would get angry, she would shout at everybody for not being able to locate her key. And all the while, it was in her pocket, either in her pocket, in her hand, or, around her neck. And that's funny, right? But it also gives a picture of how we are sometimes. We have the key to all of these things, which I will, elaborate later, but we forget that we have it. Sometimes we're not aware we have it, and we get frustrated because this thing is happening, corruption and evil and graft and moral decay, and then we throw up our hands and when we say, what can we do? We have the key. We just forgot where we put it or that we have it. But again, if we do have an awareness of that, sometimes we think that key is the key to unlock everything for our convenience. Not forgetting what that authority is for, what the empowerment is for, what the Spirit of God was given to us for. The Spirit of God is upon me to heal others, to heal the brokenhearted, to set captives free. The Spirit of God is not me as a toy. Remember this scene from The Bride. She didn't know how to handle the gifts given to her. She in her immaturity, she thought it would, what am I going to do with these things? I can't even play with them. They're not toys. They're tools. They're empowerment. They're authority for us to unlock prison doors, to bind wounds, and to set free those who are in bondage to the power of the enemy. That's what it's all about. And so we must understand our mission and go back to it always. The reason we are given, or we ask for daily bread and forgiveness of our sins is so that we can release people from sins as well, right? We always go back to the basic saying, we are blessed first so that we can be a blessing. We are blessed not so that we can ask for more blessings, we're already blessed, but so that we can be instruments using the authority right from the throne room of God to release those blessings. And may we understand that, may we indeed have the Spirit of God in us, because that Spirit will give us enlightenment, will guide us into all truth. The truth is that we're already blessed. Well, I'm not saying, don't make your requests known to God. I'm saying there are more people who are in need of what we already have. And we have the power and the authority given by God for us to taste and see His goodness, and for us to make others taste and see His goodness as well. And so that we can make Him and His blessings known to those who are more in need of it than we are. Which is why, our mission. Because, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Blessed to be a blessing to all the nations. That's the way it is in the kingdom of our God.